I have a couple of opening ideas in my notes, but I'm not bringing them out yet.
Oh, you're saving them?
A couple of good ones.
I mean, now would be a perfect time. if you've got a cold open written down, now's the time. Happy New Year's!
Oh my God, mine had a little extra smoke
This is a lot
at the
of
end.
power, dude. Mine is still smoking. I didn't realize this is what you were shooting in my house all this time. It's different being on the shooting end of this. I gotta say, this is inappropriate.
Caution, flammable. Carefully read instructions on side panel. Use under only close adult supervision. Do not point either end towards face or other person. Hold in hand, jerk string, made in China. I had to add that one at the end too.
I like jerk string.
Jerk string.
Jerk string is a good name for a band.
The Mega Gabber? No.
Mega banger, you dummy.
Banger.
We've discussed that before.
Mine's all fucked up. Looks like you've been shoving this somewhere.
I have been. I knew it was going into your hands. That's how I get off. Everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is the New Year's special.
This is releasing
on the 30th. It does not release on New Year's. It's releasing exactly when our podcast normally releases, which is on a Thursday.
Even though I contested, and apparently my vote means nothing in this partnership.
It means exactly half. But even my vote is superseded by the schedule.
It's like the Constitution, man. It's written there, man.
Yeah. It says podcast releases on Thursday.
Have we? I don't think we've missed a date so far that we've put this channel out, have we?
The day I did the highlight reel. Which doesn't really count because we still... Well, yeah, we just couldn't get a podcast phone. But we still released something on that day.
But we still put something out,
yeah,
so
exactly.
Really, I count that.
We've never missed a day.
We planned for us not being, and then we just said, fuck, let's put the highlights out.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Well, it is almost the New Year's for you guys. It's a couple more days. It'll be the New Year's.
I hope you're happy we got this out for you early. I'm not an early guy. I don't know if you realize this. I'm not.
Everybody who listens to the podcast knows you're not an early guy.
Not so
Everybody knows that it's 12 p.m. on Fridays that we plan to film this.
Every Friday.
And what time is it now, Dalton?
2:00 at least.
It's 2:04.
But we definitely walked your dog around the lake. I mean, that was how long that take? 20.
That was unnecessary.
Half hour.
Didn't have to do that
minutes.
at all.
That was at least a half hour, 45, right?
Sure.
The funny thing was today I was just taking a nap.
I never assume you're doing anything important. Like, oh shit, Dalton's filing someone's taxes. I never assume you're doing anything important.
I have to feed the livestock and water the plants and do a load of dishes.
Yeah.
And play Apex. And
there
once
it is.
I get
and there
all
it is.
those
all
done,
the other shit, it was all bullshit. All bullshit. You have to play Apex.
It's officially been a year since I started playing Apex. I found out.
I'm not congratulating you, man. What the fuck?
I thought you'd be happier.
I've been playing Pokemon for 25.
Well, I'm definitely beating you on that one, but you've put way more hours into it the past couple of years for sure.
Pokemon.
I need to get into the old Game Boy games again. That's been too long for me. It's because I played those damn emulators that they made the game, in my opinion, probably a little bit more fun because they'd modify it so you could go faster, and sometimes they'd even add extra stuff to the game.
Yeah, the emulators are pretty cool, I would say. The problem...
I just found out people are like on Twitch doing like PS2 emulators of games and stuff. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize like people were streaming old school games,
Dude,
like,
anything. Yeah, anything you can't... I mean, There are chicks in hot tubs on that website. Oh, yeah.
What are they doing in the hot tubs? You dribbled
as I said that.
Thank you. What are they doing in the hot tubs?
They're just talking on chat.
To people?
Yeah.
Like on
the
live?
Same people who are like licking ears for the ASMR stuff that you love. So I can't believe you don't know about this. I actually don't believe you don't know about this. You're acting.
I have.
You're trying to convince them.
I thought Twitch was just video games. People are just on there hanging out too.
Yeah, people are on there hanging out. People are performing live music. Oh. There's a lot of amazing musicians on Twitch that will do improv. Like their chat will throw them an idea and they'll just like, maybe they're on a keyboard and they'll bang something out.
Wow.
Also,
I wonder if I should post my practice sessions when I'm just on the piano practicing. You know what I mean?
You'd have to, go live for it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, sometimes I just jam out. What I like to do on the piano is I'll learn a song, and I'll figure out all the chords that were in it and everything, and then after I've like got it down pretty well, I'll see if I can add some extra flair and a little bit of freestyle to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it turns out pretty cool. Sometimes it doesn't it sounds a little funky or something. I mess up, but. Yeah, I'm gonna. I have no idea people are streaming other stuff than video games on Twitch.
Oh, dude, the artist side of Twitch is so much cooler. Like the musicians and like the literal artists who will sit there and they'll draw shit based on what chat recommends and.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's like an ASMR in itself.
Okay.
I mean, well, like Bob Ross is like the original, like OG. Like people would just watch him and get tingles in their brains.
Yeah.
And I watched this thing about Bob Ross too, and he would purposely also, like, he knew his audience. He knew that a lot of his audience was like older women, so he would purposely try to talk a little smoother and almost seductive.
Interesting.
Did you know that?
I don't know anything about Bob. I've never even seen a single Bob Ross video.
Oh man, I've gone deep into the Bob Ross. He had this documentary that came out on Netflix or something, and it's crazy because he got into business with these people that got him on TV, and then they're helping him put his products out, and then they're trying to cut corners and release shitty paints and stuff, and he revolted against it. He's like, I want to put out a good product. I don't care about the fucking bottom line. You know what I mean? I want people to buy good paint.
I am speaking from a place of not being educated on Bob Ross. Seems like a great guy. Seems really cool. But I lately it seems like people fetishize this dude. Like Bob Ross seems to be an American hero.
Well, he was, dude. He was in the army. He was just a good dude, and he taught people how to paint. Like he did it differently. That's why he got so famous, because the canvas that he uses is a certain kind that's like a wet canvas, and so that way you can paint pretty fast.
Okay.
Where normally these paintings would take hours, and just that little difference and getting that out on TV. Or that was how he could get it on TV in a half-hour show, and him just doing that, and there were people painting on TV before, but he like I said,
obviously he became the biggest.
He figured out, like if I talk a little seductive and everything's so positive, everything's all about the happiness, and it doesn't matter if you mess up, you can just. You just put another bush over here,
Okay.
Now there's a waterfall. Seriously, man. His voice will just kind of lull you a little bit, and like hypnotize you. And the poor guy, like, I heard that he got cancer because of the paint thinner that he used.
His passion killed him.
So
that's what the viewer should take away. Don't do anything you love.
Well, what his problem was, every time that he cleaned his paintbrushes,
take a swig of the paint. Then.
No. I don't know if this is a conspiracy. I've been to these conspiracies lately, but
God.
He did have cancer, and people are pointing this out that it very, very, very well could have been. But because these are toxic chemicals that paint thinner. But every time that he cleaned his brush, he would, on the show, he'd be like, beat that brush and he'd beat it on his canvas to clean it. And it's basically just putting little particles of paint thinner.
Atomizing the paint thinner?
Yeah. And years later, people were like, he was just every day. He was putting those videos out like every day, painting 3 paintings a day. He was like a machine for years. And it might be the thing that ended up getting him at the end, which is sad. And what's even worse is his whole name and likeness was bought by these people he started the company with, because Bob Ross, he had a will at the end of his life, obviously, and he left 51% to his brother and 49% to his son. And guess what his brother did?
Sold it?
Fucking sold it.
Okay.
And so now his son has no say in it and got basically removed from all rights. You know what I mean? Like the company bought him out, or it has 51%, and they can just basically outvote him on anything, I guess.
Right.
He has no ownership. And so now everything that you see Bob Ross nowadays, T-shirts, paint, it's all owned by some rich people that just help, that were greedy from the very get-go.
And their marketing is pretty sick because everybody fucking buys that shit.
He's been dead for a long time, man. You still see his T-shirts and his paints and everything, man.
Did he ever draw anything New Year's related?
Literally, right when we started talking about Bob Ross, I was like, this is going to turn into a Bob Ross podcast.
You already knew that. You couldn't shut up about Bob Ross.
I know a lot about Bob Ross, man. And since you didn't, I was like, you got to hear this, because this fucking guy probably killed himself doing what he loved, which is, so bittersweet. Yeah. Anyways, man, moving on to our successes in our year.
It's the new year, so let's take a shot to Bob Ross killing himself for content creation.
Hey, he was an OG of ASMR and content creation, man. He taught people how to paint. Look at that! You even got little mountains on these shot glasses that people can't see. It's like it was meant to be. Yeah, well,
actually, these shot glasses are made by a local artist. Yeah, I didn't tell Dalton what we were drinking. We're drinking literally the only alcohol I have.
Schnapps? Is that what that is?
Yeah. That's terrible. I don't have any alcohol in the house right now.
I fucking hate peppermint.
And we had peppermint schnapps for some hot chocolates we made, and that's... I knew Dalton would struggle with it. That's for the popper incident, you fuck.
Oh, man. Of all the alcohol, why would you even keep that laying around the house? Throw it away.
But yeah, the shot glasses are made by a local pottery artist. She does these little mountains on all of them. It's pretty sick.
What was his name? Boss Rob?
It was, yeah.
Or wait.
Bob Rod? Nope. Rod.
Boss Roz?
Rod Boss. He's the Rod Boss. He's got a fucking meat cannon. As part of the New Year's special, Dalton had prepared like a little year in review, talking about some shit that happened this year.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm trying. Obviously, before this podcast, I was putting some notes down, thinking about this whole year. I mean, me personally, my biggest accomplishment was probably getting my brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Fuck yeah.
Was pretty big. I'm one belt away. Next belt's the black belt. And this has been a 10 to 20 years in the making. You know what I mean? I started wrestling at 13 years old. Started jiu-jitsu at like 20 years old while I was wrestling in college. And during wrestling season, my buddy and I would go to Madison, Wisconsin from Iowa, an hour drive after I got off wrestling practice just to go to jiu-jitsu. And then we go like twice a week when wrestling season wasn't going on. And then after that, moved out to Colorado, and I've been working at 3 different gyms now. and just working my way. Which, by the way, like if you want to climb the ranks in jiu-jitsu, you don't want to switch gyms.
Okay.
Right? Because you stay at one gym, they know exactly like how many practices and
right.
So you every time you switch to a different gym, they're looking at you like, yeah, you say you're a blue belt, you say you're a purple belt, but how are you really? You know?
I would imagine you'd have to like come with a letter of, here's where I was training, and
it's not verified on the blockchain.
No?
All right.
I don't understand anything that's not on the blockchain. I'm so deep in it right now, buddy.
you're just back from the metaverse now. Yeah. I know this whole this actual world's weird to you now. But yeah, so it's been a bit of a journey, and now I've kind of established myself in this new gym for the past like 3 years now. And gotten my last 2 belts from this gym, purple and brown belt, probably black belt too, because I love the company. They have it's like the biggest jiu-jitsu presence in the state out here in Denver. In case you ever come out, Easton Training Center, it's probably the biggest. Yeah, I mean not probably. It is the biggest jiu-jitsu training in Colorado. Like I said, there's like 8 locations around the Denver area. And I got promoted this year too. So it was a brown belt, or promotion was first. Then I got the brown belt. And then I competed in one professional jiu-jitsu match. Literally the same week I got my brown belt. I just fuck it, let's go do it. And ended up losing by decision, but still it was a super close match. And it was the first time I even competed at brown belt at all. And it just happened to be a pro event, not like just a normal tournament where you could show up.
Right.
You know? It was awesome, man. I'm pretty hyped on that. I'm so close to this black belt level, and
is that what's next? Brown then black.
Brown then black, yeah. And
do you have to get stripes on the brown first or something?
Some gyms do stripes and some gyms don't. It just depends on the gym. We do stripes, and it's so interesting because the old saying is some days you're the hammer and some days you're the nail. And most of your beginning of your jiu-jitsu journey, you're the nail, man. I hate to break it to you. Any of you guys starting out right now, you know what I'm talking about, dude. Like jiu-jitsu, you're going to just get hammered and squished for years, man. Even if you have like a wrestling or other martial art background, it's just different. And finally I've come to this point where it's it's so much fun because now I just get to beat everybody up every day. You know, it's very rare that I have a very competitive match with somebody, and even then I'm not getting choked out every 5 minutes like you do when you first start out, man.
Well, the last podcast you got me some UFC
hand wraps.
So yeah, you haven't found me yet, buddy.
I'm so obsessed with jiu-jitsu and in that life, but I really did pretty much give up on trying to get all my friends to jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah,
because it just
people have different passions.
No matter what I say, it helps your brain, it helps your physical, it helps your confidence. You're learning self-defense. It's a skill. I can go on and on, but you're not gonna walk. It's so tough to get somebody just to walk through the door. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
I can show you the door, but you got to walk through it.
Oh God. Well, congrats on your brown belt, dude.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
If you guys have not done jiu-jitsu, I encourage you, wherever you're at, go take a class. They'll give you a couple free classes and try it out, man. I mean, hopefully you're out doing something, man. I skateboard. I'm not gonna harp on jiu-jitsu forever. Hopefully you're moving your body, man. I feel so bad for some people that they're just playing video games every day, you know.
Like Apex.
I know. I can see it. It happens, man. It's really, I don't know, man. It's a lot of the food too. I hate to say it. The
for sure.
food in America.
It's
everywhere, really.
I would say it's mostly the food.
Yeah.
It's way more than 50%.
I know. I was gonna tell you about. On my notes I have like ideas for review videos, and another idea I was thinking was, is this legit videos? Where like, is this guy actually legit, or is he full? Is he bullshit?
Legit or full of shit, or legit or bullshit.
Whatever, something like
something
that.
like that.
Because the other day we were going down the Liver King rabbit hole and finding some other meat eaters, and we stumbled upon one guy who was like an MD, and he was throwing out these words and they were crazy, and we started looking him up and we're like, wow, this guy actually might be legit.
Might be, yeah. So I don't want to reveal that guy's name. I've been looking in, because
we'll probably put something out with him soon.
We might be doing a video on him, but the video on him, I want it to be almost a little more scripted, because there is research that needs to be done. Because he is a MD, or he claims to be an MD, and he talks about health food, like health food. I always put that in quotes, because the way I think about it is, you eat to sustain. There shouldn't be a health food, but there's definitely an unhealthy food. You know what I mean? So anyways, this guy's videos are all about like, oh, kale has this chemical and this chemical. You shouldn't eat the leaves because leaves are there for photosynthesis. And because of that, they have all these defense chemicals. And he'll spout off the name of the defense chemical, and you'll Google it, and it'll give you a brief description, and it'll be accurate.
And he does say he gives case studies for everything as well, but we didn't really look up the case studies yet. No.
So for that video, we need to do a lot of research, one. And two, I think like... There are lots of herbivores in the world that eat leaves. So
that is very true. There's plenty of vegetarians out there. But is their body fighting off these poisons as well? You know what I mean?
I don't know, yeah. I'd love to look into that some
more.
And
that's the real thing, too.
I'm worried that I'm going to look into it. I'm going to like just totally agree with him.
Like really, I eat a little bit of kale and I'm poisoned. Like I'm sure you'd have to eat a lot of fucking kale. You have to
eat so much
before it really affect your body, you know.
And they talk about like anything is toxic when you consume a lot of it. Like you can die off water toxicity. Mm-hmm. If you drink, I don't know what it is, 5 gallons of water within 30 minutes or something.
I mean,
your body will purge it.
He does have a very persuasive theory, because he says that really the only vegetable that he even eats at all, fruit or vegetable, is the actual fruit at the end.
Once it's to its ripened point, once it's like it starts the decomp phase.
His theory is the actual plant producing it and the leaves and everything else they're trying to protect itself. The tree can't move, the tree can't fight. Its only defense is these toxins that try to keep other plants or other bugs and shit off of it. So it sounds so like, you're like, yeah, that does make sense. But you know what's funny too, as I saw in one of his other TikToks, he mentioned like some plants do have medicinal what do you want to say, like
properties?
Properties, whatever you want to say. So it's weird, because he does admit to plants actually being good for you too, but he won't tell you to eat them. It's almost weird, because you have to question everything. Like, is this guy selling something?
I was just about to say, I'm so cynical, because everybody has a grift. Even like Liver King has a grift, and his grift is he sells liver pills. Yeah,
which I think this guy might too.
This guy's probably selling something.
It's gotta be.
And nobody's. Maybe that's what the video should be about: the grift of these health professionals, rather than him specifically and what he does. This is super behind the scenes.
We can definitely. These videos can branch off 3 different ways for sure.
Right.
Depends on who the person is we're researching.
But to steer it back to the New Year's, do you have any New Year's resolutions this year?
Oh, baby. Well, man, I didn't really think much about that.
Really?
Have you? I've just been thinking about this whole year. It's been such a crazy year. I don't mean to get you off course again, but we literally started a bunch of YouTube channels. First of all, for real, like we started these YouTube channels, and we were starting the podcast, and then you decided, fuck it, I'm gonna come out to Colorado and we're gonna really do this shit, and now we got TikToks out, and now we got a joint channel out, and I mean that has to be kind of recognized right now, because a couple years down the road we're gonna look at this and be like, Jesus, like that was the beginning. I think we're gonna get monetized within a year or less, you know?
Right. So
I think, and not only that, I think we're gonna start competing with some of those big boys out there. You know what I mean? Some of these other reviewers and these podcasters, man. I think we can
I will
do
be
it.
totally content with like this risk that I took, paying for itself and paying some of the bills. It doesn't need to go beyond that for me.
We're not greedy people. If anything, we would just invest all of it back into itself.
Right.
And if anything, I would like to do positive things. You got to watch out for this guy though. Like he wants to
as soon as there starts to be like some disposable income for the channel, then obviously we have to do some fun things.
Watch out for the people around us, because
it can't all be Mr. Beast food kitchens and shit.
Your car's gonna get sticky noted or something, man. How many sticky notes does it cost to? How much does it cost to sticky note a whole car? You think?
$7.84. $10
to sticky note a whole car? I don't know, man.
Dude, you'd be surprised at how many sticky notes are in a pad. Quickly to summarize my year in review is I left an industry that I was a part of for a decade.
Yeah.
And decided to move to a different state and really give out content creation a go and try to have a business going for myself. And
that's another big thing too. You started another business, you never really started a business before. So this is like starting your first
I
business?
do have an LLC under my name already for my main channel and my Twitch.
Really?
Just in case, you're
already monetizing that. So
exactly.
That
That's already making money.
Cool.
But now I have the second LLC where it's the
Did you
junk
file
removal
that
business.
in Arizona or Denver?
Yeah, the Dankus Soup one is Arizona that I still need to transfer over. Now that I'm a resident in Colorado, I can.
Interesting.
And the other business is definitely Colorado LLC. But that's my year. My resolution, though, is what you were asking about before. I don't really believe in resolutions, but I have a goal and I have something funny I want to do in 2022. The goal is by this time next year, this channel is monetized. There's 1,000 viewers, 4,000 watch hours within the past month or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
hell yeah, we got that.
The meme is, this isn't a resolution.
I think we can do that in half the time, but go on.
The second one isn't a resolution because everyone has this resolution of, I'm going to go to the gym this year. So everyone buys a gym membership in January, and by February, nobody's going to the gym. I think it would be funny. I think it would be a good channel meme if by the end of the year I was fucking jacked. I want to, now that I've said it, I want to go back and preface this with, I don't give a fuck about physical appearance or physical health. Hopefully that's obvious.
Well, you're definitely eating more liver now, so that's got to be doing something.
If 2 months ago Dalton was like, hey, come to my UFC gym and I'll train you, I'd be like, that's not my thing. I don't care about that the way Dalton does. People have different hobbies and interests.
Right.
But I think it'd be funny as fuck. I think it'd be so funny if I got shredded. Just for a year. I mean, the year after that, I probably won't care as much.
You know what else is interesting too, and we've never really talked about this, but there's another podcast that's very popular called The Fighter and the Kid.
Oh, I know that podcast. Yeah.
And
with Brendan
Schaub.
Brendan Schaub and
the comedian.
The comedian, he's a little older, white, kind of balding, so he keeps his hair short. fuck's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Doesn't matter. The fighter and the kid. I know the podcast.
Yeah, Brandon Schwab's from Denver, by the way. Used to work at UFC Gym and Easton Training Center where I work at now.
Oh, okay. Really?
He used to be an Easton guy, yeah.
That's interesting.
And he actually just got his black belt from Easton a couple months ago this year. He's been in the UFC and all that, but
I knew he was in the UFC. Does he still compete competitively?
no, he literally, when he was in the top 10 in the UFC, ended up retiring, quit, became a comedian, and he's been doing really, really well. What's funny is like I used to be kind of a Brendan Schaub hater because I don't know. I was like, oh, he's not even funny. You know what I mean? Like just being just a total troll. And
I won't be a hater, but I've watched compilations of him like being an asshole.
Oh yeah, he's definitely an alpha kind of guy. But what's funny is like now I've just like totally become a fan of him because I almost feel like our lives are so similar, being in the fight in Easton and now maybe get into podcasts and comedy. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like I'm sure we'd get along just fine, to tell you the truth. You know,
honestly,
we'd probably talk for hours.
That's how I feel about a lot of the people that I see and react to online. It's like, I'm sure that if I was alone in a room with this person, we'd hit it off. We'd have something to talk about. But it's fun to like.
I don't even know why I was a hater at first. It was almost just like, oh, you're quitting a top 10 fighter to be a comedian. I don't know, like I was like, you know what I mean? Like and he was one of the first guys that really did that. Because the UFC is pretty recent, you know what I mean? And you can't fight forever. There's no doubt about it.
No
man.
way.
There is a short time to do that, and what he did an awesome. I mean, he was making a ton of money, but then he figured out a way to make a bunch of money doing something else, and used his following, and even got a new following in comedy, which is interesting. And so yeah, now I'm a fanboy. I'm a total Schaub fan now. Yeah, no hating anymore.
Good.
But resolutions, I want to make sure we keep to the schedule. I was hoping he'd spit the water out or something.
That's the greatest thing you've ever said. And I want you all to hold him to that.
Good thing I don't even believe in resolutions.
I stress about the schedule. Dalton doesn't give a fuck.
He's getting so worked up already. I see.
I'm pissed off.
He's fucking late already again. What time is he going to show up today? It's fucking 3 o'clock already.
For those who don't know, this is actually... Yeah, it's funny that it's releasing on the 30th as a New Year's podcast when 2 days later it's New Year's. Today is currently the 17th. We're filming this like 2 weeks ahead of time.
True.
Because I'll be gone for New Year's.
Right.
So your New Year's resolution is to keep to the schedule. And we're doing everything we can to abide by that.
True. We're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. More resolutions. I want to film a skit video. We got to film our first skit.
Okay, do some sketch comedy.
Yeah, something like that. I think we can really blow something out of the park. I know right now our strategy is to make sure we're getting out 2 videos a week, but I like the Mr. Beast strategy where he's like, you could put a bunch of videos out or you could put everything into one video. And then when you get that video out, put everything into another video, a big video, not just a little podcast or something. Which I'm obviously not a podcast hater. I'm always going to do this, but I get where he's coming from. If you want to blow up, then you got to be bringing people to watch that.
Well, I mean,
video.
His whole thing and like the way it works on YouTube is, multiple videos a week consistently gets you in favor of the algorithm. And if you look at like Mr. Beast's early shit. That's all it is. It's garbage videos that are out like every fucking week constantly.
Have you looked at his?
But now he can put 10 million into a video.
Have you looked at his very first couple videos?
Yeah.
Where he's just like playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then I think it really turned when he like taped his whole body. I think that was his first big video. He like duct taped his whole body. You've done that before. We could have.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a duct tape cocoon. I first heard about Mr. Beast when he was, giving 10 grand to Twitch streamers. But that's the thing. It's like once you do have money that you can reinvest, that's when you can take longer breaks between videos to like really make a video
right
excellent.
He had to get that money too though. He did some weird shit too, man, like counting as high, or like weird like 5-hour videos of him like reading the Bible or I don't know what they all were. There were some weird ones out there where he's like,
I think there was one where he was like, how high can I count? Yeah.
Or there's another one too, man, where he's reading something, man. He's like passing out while he's reading it. I can't remember what it was, but
I've not seen a lot of Mr. Beast stuff, but I respect the dude. I think he's got a cool grind, and he's very generous, and he's actually trying to help.
Yeah, definitely
I think he's cool.
A good dude. Why do you like that though? I thought you want to ruin people's lives.
No. I respect a character, right? So like I like Liver King because he's like this crazy character. I like Mr. Beast because he's this character who like he doesn't break, right? He's unwavering good and epic, and like he does things really big.
Oh, also review video idea. There's a guy that used to work for Mr. Beast called The Viking. Okay. And I don't know if he was like fired or he left, but now he has his own YouTube channel and he kind of talks about it. Like, I think they grew up together, and then like he started helping him out with his YouTube and got paid, and then I think they had a falling out or something. Like, I think we should do a review on that. It's an interesting story.
Okay.
And he's got his channel out now doing, and he was opening up Pokemon cards too. Like, I was like, oh my God, dude. A lot of people jumped on that bandwagon, and I don't even think they really even flagged Pokemon, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people hop on trends, right? And that was a trend for a little bit.
I'm still into it.
Speaking of which, me and Dalton used to do pack battles on our previous podcast, which is where he opens up 2 Pokemon packs, I open up 2 Pokemon packs, and whoever pulls the best card from their 2 packs or the best cards is the winner. Mm-hmm. But you know what? We used to do it for points, okay? There was never any stakes. You gave me this yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, last week, if you're a podcast watcher, I opened up a box of goodies that Dalton gave me for Christmas. One of them is this bug zapper, which now has batteries in it.
Yeah.
The loser of the pack battle has to put their hand out and close their eyes while the winner zaps their fingers.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think that's going to work, bro. That's not... Is that straight metal? There's no way they're going to release a product that's going to fucking shock you.
I have been shocked by this product before.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It kills bugs, you lunatic.
I know, but I thought there was some sort of a rubber layer or something on top. Maybe not.
Well, you want to find out right now?
I guess.
Put your hand out. Put your fucking hand out.
I'm going to win the pack battle,
okay,
actually.
Yeah, that's how you want to find out. Okay. All right. I didn't tell Dalton we were doing this, so this is going to be a pack battle with my packs. But as a gracious host, I will let you pick your 2. Ooh, that was... I feel sick. Those are the 2 I waited.
These are the cool ones.
I'm actually going to need those back. You were actually picking my packs. If you could hand those back to
me. Moltres and Zapdos.
Okay.
But these are not Galarian. What are these ones?
Galarian.
Oh,
you're right.
These are Galarian.
Galarian Moltres, Galarian Zapdos. I have Galarian Articuno and Ice Rider Calyrex. Which is fine. No big deal. Let's open one at the same time right now. You can just skip to the reverse holo as well as the rare, and we'll compare those 2 cards. We used to go card by card on our other podcast.
For people who don't know, we kind of just went by rarity and not like HP or whatever, just like who got the better card.
Oh, it's definitely, rarity for sure.
Well, some people do pack battles on like who has the most HP or something at the end.
Those people are idiots.
Look Look at the back of these cards. Look how like blue that one is compared to that one.
Yeah.
Light blue, dark blue.
So
that's a different shade completely.
I know. The Pokemon exploded in such a way that they weren't printing enough cards to meet with demand. So this Chilling Reign set, had a real issue with quality. And as Dalton's pointing out, the card backs are like different colors.
They are really trying to print shit out right now, man. Like they are getting it out now. But I bet the cards there's a lot of crappy ones.
I've already seen that you have a green code card, as do I.
Yeah. So
we can just show our rare, which is non-holographic.
For the non-Pokemon fans, green code card typically means not so good holographic card. In these older sets. Now they have different code cards. Oh. Have you not seen these yet? No. Different code cards. Well, there's a new app that comes out. So these code cards are for Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. There's a new app coming out early next year for Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. Whoa.
So new code cards.
Does that mean the old Trading Card Game Online is like old school now?
Yeah. So Pokemon is taking over it. It was run by a third party, and now Pokemon has an app coming out that's going to be on mobile and PC.
Will you be able to take your old cards from that one and take?
You can take 4 of each, a play set of each, over, and up to 125 packs.
Does this make you mad or no? Do you have like a collection of cards?
I'm actually, dude. I did like a 30-minute rant on Twitch about this.
Yeah,
I was mad, and now I'm accepting it. But the thing is, they're taking away an aspect of the game, which is trading. You can't trade with your friends anymore on the new game.
It's a little bit like an NFT almost. Like you have the rights to these cards that you bought.
Right.
You literally bought the pack, and they give you these code cards, and you get a digital pack. This is like NFTs before NFTs, man.
So me and the group that I play Pokemon, I play this game. I've done this competitively. I've won things playing the trading card game for Pokemon. And the group that I meet with, or that I used to meet with back when I lived in Phoenix, they have a Discord. And what we did was we would get on Discord and we'd hop on our Pokemon trading card game online. Since that app is shutting down, and since we all had more than 4 copies of a lot of cards, dude, we spent,
Did you just make like 4 new accounts or something?
No, here's what we did. Everything that we had more than 4 copies of, we marked for trade. And then over the course of like a month, we would meet on Thursdays and we'd spend 4 hours a night. So honestly, this is like 12 to 16 hours worth of work. We would send off our extra copies to each other, and then we would take the extra copies from the others, so that we would all end up with 4 copies of all the cards that we had collectively.
Right.
Which was a nightmare. Like, just let us take over everything.
Yeah.
The other problem I have with the new game...
That's what I don't understand at all. Why can't I transfer it all? Why are you restricting me?
I don't. Because you can only play with 4, so there is really no point in having 5. But they are your cards.
To trade them.
I know.
That's the point.
That's the fucking point. That is the point.
That's the only...
Here's the other thing is I play this game on Twitch, and I show people how to play the trading card game, and we do deck profiles and things like that. Well, if my chat says, hey, you got to check out this new, Galarian Articuno deck, and I'm like trying to build it, and I'm like, oh, I don't have all the cards for that. My chat's like, no worries, I'll send them to you.
Here's my extras.
Yeah, here's the cards you can play with. Just send them to me at the end of the stream.
You can send cards back?
Yeah, you can borrow cards to someone.
You trade them back. I haven't been on this
You
app,
trade them back, but
they'll just trade you shit.
You can have like an energy. Like I'll trade you that for an energy. It's essentially just giving. That's not an option anymore. So yeah, I was a little upset at first.
I totally understand Pokemon wanting to take over something that they hired a third party out for years ago.
Right.
Which is probably what happened. But
yes.
It makes no sense to me why they wouldn't let you transfer all of your whole collection over.
That's the other thing. Like
that's wild.
Because the current game.
Why didn't you why wouldn't you want to create like 4 new accounts on this new app, and then could you possibly transfer your whole collection over in pieces to different accounts?
No.
What?
No, I mean, you could create an alternate account on the current app and trade to the current app's alternate account, and then both of those apps could go into the new game. But like, there's no point in that. And then the other thing is they had this like auction system, or like kind of like buy it now system, where you could say, you know what, this is a sought after card, and I will trade it to someone in the world.
A digital card.
Right. I'll trade it to someone in the world for 4 Chilling Reign packs. So you'd have unopened packs in game, and you would trade that way too.
Right.
So I had all of these packs because I saved them for trades. And then they say you can only transfer up to 125 packs into the new game. So it's like, well, fuck, I did a Twitch stream where I spent like an hour opening extra packs because I had to, because I can only bring 125.
I wonder what portion of the Pokemon revenue is the legit card players, or is most of it just the stupid kids, not stupid kids, just little kids buying a stuffed animal or whatever, or, you know?
Yeah.
Is it mostly these guys that are actually trading the game? You know, is that a lot of the money or what?
Well, I can get into this a little further. This was my what I just laid out is my grievance with the new app. And a lot of people argued with me, and they said, look, in the new app, you're going to be able to craft your cards. So it doesn't fucking matter. They're like, right now, yeah, I could sell you this card for 4 packs, but that's costing you money. Like, if you think about it that way. Instead, Pokemon could say, you can craft this card for 80 gems. But here's the fucking thing. 80 gems is going to cost $1. I'm making all these numbers up.
Right.
But the thing is they're going to float the thing with microtransactions. So now in a game that was essentially free to play because you're buying the packs anyway to get the code cards.
Sure.
There's now going to be all these microtransactions to get you to buy the card you need from Pokemon itself. So really what was going on was Pokemon saw its player base making money using its product, and they said, we should be making that money. Wow. So now this new app comes out. And that's my gripe with it. Look.
That's pretty lame.
I doubt that too many of the people who watch me play Pokemon are watching this channel. I'm not trying to argue with you guys.
I can still
You've all laid out your points.
I can still use my old code cards on the new app, right?
Yeah.
And have a collection on the new app, but the collection is not as valuable because now you can just craft cards?
The collection isn't valuable at all because you can't trade cards.
You can't trade them either.
Yeah, you cannot trade cards anymore. That's the problem.
That was the cool part about it.
You can't trade cards on the new app. You can't. So your cards have no value.
That's so lame.
At this point, yeah.
What else is crazy too is like I saved a pile of code cards because at first I was like, you could even sell these on eBay. Like they even had value on eBay.
Yeah, and I think they still will. They definitely still will.
Interesting.
Because you can still redeem. Because people use the app to play the game.
Right.
So people will still want packs to open.
Wow. How crazy. I had no idea.
All right, so for our first pack, it's down to the reverse holo, and mine is a rare.
What? Let me look at that.
Ampharos.
Wow, look at that Ampharos. Mine is a common.
I already threw my rare away because it was a green code card, so non-holo, which is what yours is too.
Yeah. Non-holo.
So I win the first pack.
Obama Snow.
Time for the second pack. Are you going to redeem yourself?
Yeah, this is going to be a VMAX gold card.
Oh, shit. I can't remember what the rare... Oh, no. I've got a green code card.
We got a chance, people. We got a chance.
Getting rid of the psychic energy.
I have a white code card, which means I could have something good.
I'm going to throw away the stack of commons and uncommons. Ready to reveal your reverse holo? Uncommon.
My reverse hollow is a uncommon as well.
Uncommon Crabominable.
Crushing Gloves.
My rare is non-holographic. What do you have? I'm going to have to get shocked by this fucking thing.
I don't have a damn holographic right now, then I lose because you had better shit.
Shut your fucking mouth. With your white code card, you have at least a holographic. Just show it.
You don't know that, though.
Just show it.
Oh, baby.
Real quick.
Thunderous holographic.
This is a little difficult for me because... Oh, it's not on autofocus right now. I'll flash it on screen for him. So we have 2 uncommon reverse hollows. I pulled a reverse hollow rare, and you pulled a holographic rare.
True.
Those feel tied to me. I know they're not. God damn it. Here, take it. I'm gonna close my eyes.
You're the one that's been shocked by these before, so you kind of know what's going on.
I was so young. I'm scared.
I was so young.
I'm scared.
You've eaten a deer heart before. Come on, man.
Okay, so I want to tell
And liver, raw liver. You've eaten raw liver, and now this is scared you?
Here's a story on when I got shocked by this. I was so young. I think I was in, maybe 3rd or 4th grade, and my uncle had bought one of these to zap bugs. And I was a little kid, and I had it turned on in my hand, and I had my finger out, and I was like, touched it, nothing happened. And I was like, oh, fuck, nothing happens. It doesn't shock humans.
Uh-huh.
And I ran into my uncle's room where he was laying on the bed with his legs exposed. And over his legs, I said, Uncle, this doesn't shock you. And I went, I had it on my hand, and I touched it. It shocked me. And I said, ouch, and I dropped it, and it landed on his leg and shocked him.
Uncle.
Okay.
It says it's not even a full watt.
I know, it's fine. Just fucking, it's 2 AA batteries.
Two AA
It's not going
batteries.
to hurt that bad.
I don't think it went.
It didn't go at all. Do it one more time.
I think it's human proof.
Nothing.
I think it's human proof, man.
Oh, well, fuck. Give me that.
I think the newer models are human proof, man.
Our model, I don't think, had multiple screens. It, maybe put your tongue in it.
Give me your one finger.
I can't. There's nothing.
I think it's human proof, man.
I think maybe it is human proof now.
You know why? I think the fly has to touch 2 pieces of metal
At the same time to complete a circuit.
There's an inner.
Let me see that.
For the people that don't know, there's a middle layer and 2 outer layers. I think the fly has to touch the 2 layers for it to get shocked.
Interesting. Those fuckers. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna put in here? Maybe that's why it didn't shock me when I was little. The first time I only touched 1 layer. Second time I touched 2, potentially. Ah!
Happy New Year's! Oh! But did get me, motherfucker! Did you guys hear that?
Dude, I saw it.
Because I'm telling you, my thumb was in it that time. That's why.
Oh my god!
I guarantee that's why.
Well, you got me. I shocked you.
Sorry.
Everybody, thank you for watching this episode of the Salty Soup Podcast. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and have a happy New Year.
The only thing I forgot to talk about, Bitcoin was at 24 grand a year ago. Now it's at 60,000. Buy some Bitcoin, people. Bitcoin boy.
Are you shilling Bitcoin because it's falling?
No, I've been listening to that song. How does that song go again?
Bitcoin
Be a
boy.
Bitcoin boy.
I see you riding in your Tesla toy.
I think it's sexy that you're self-employed. How many pennies did you put into Dogecoin? Bitcoin boy, I got a body that you'll sure enjoy. Sexual energy you can't avoid, but you can only get with me if you've got cryptocurrency. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple. Show me your Robin Hood and I'll show you my nipples. Cardano, polka dot, chain link, stellar. We could get some coins and go to the moon together.
Oh.